Beep 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 beep. Jester news. All that's new and approved from the Jester. Hello. Let's talk medicine. What the hell is going on? Right. Buy me a beer. Become a warrior teacher. Join my Substack. Do something. Hello all. It's great to see you. I'm going to slightly adjust the camera. I don't know why I feel a bit lopsided today. There we are. I'm no longer lopsided. Look, okay, here we go. Can you believe this bullshit? Right? Oh, I said bullshit. They'll demonetize me. Bullshit, bullshit. Right, okay, so can you believe it? What have I got here? What have I got for us today? Let's have a look at the absolute and unbelievable negligence of the Academy of Medical Royal Colleges. Do you remember that weird chap that self-harmed himself? Self-harmed himself? Oh, God, I'm going back to bed. The chap who self-harmed whilst he was in a lecture, and he heard something he didn't like, so he dug his nails into the side of his hand to make a point. Do you remember? Right, do you remember when I think I reported on that at the time, if I remember. We've got something new here that came out on the 9th of February, which is a couple of days ago, from the Royal Academy, the Academy of Medical Royal Colleges. Right, okay, so these are the people that teach people that have got some of the greatest responsibilities in the world. Okay, so let's start from that point of view. Here, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be looking at the Academy of Medical Royal Colleges, where we train some of the finest minds in the country, and those finest minds will go on to take responsibility for some of the most important things that any human being can take responsibility for, i.e. looking after other people and doing it properly based on science. That's where we are today, okay? So let me read you their statement. Banning conversion therapy. The Academy statement, right? The healthcare system serves diverse patient communities and employs a diverse workforce. We don't care. Let's get rid of that first line. All should be supported and valued. Nobody said they shouldn't, you power and oppression twats. As strong proponents for equality, diversity and inclusion among our colleagues and patients, yet as strong opponents for enforcing a doctrine onto people, even if they're patients, we, the Royal Academy of Medical Royal Arsewipes, right, all should be supported and valued. The Academy is concerned about the damaging effects of conversion therapy for LGBTQ plus people, LGBTQ plus hands and knees and mums and knees people. I mean, I had to read that a number of times just to understand it. The Academy is concerned. Concerned, are you? Concerned. Well, considering that some of the people that you bloody well trained are actually involved in conversion therapy of gay and lesbians by transing the gay away, I think that there should be a little bit more than concern. Don't you? I think concerned. You're concerned. Bless you. Okay? Some of us are deeply, deeply worried. And you're concerned. This is so offensive, it's beyond the pale. Conversion therapy is an umbrella term. It's not. We know what it means and we know who it was aimed at when they were correctively raping lesbians and attaching electrodes to bloody gay people and showing them porn pictures and electrocuting them, right, and making them vomit using drugs. We know it's an umbrella term. How dare you? How dare you? It's an umbrella term that is used to describe a range of practices and methods which seek to promote heterosexual. Now here we go. And cisgender identities. There's no such thing, you unbelievable idiots. What's the betting people have signed this and they've done that I don't understand it thing again? They haven't bothered to look. And then they've come out with this. Who's controlling the Academy of Medical Royal Colleges? Who's got control of them? Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm just so angry. We seek to promote heterosexual and cisgender identities as preferable to all others. Right, well, heterosexual is a thing, cisgender isn't. So I know what you're talking about. Right? They attempt to change the sexual orientation, yes, or gender identity. There's no such thing. Why are you doing this? Look, all it's going to take you is 25 minutes to watch the video about John Money and understand what a swine he was, and understand that what he did has infested and infected the modern world like it did with eugenics going back nearly 100 years ago. This is your field. You're supposed to be teaching it. I can't, this is just beyond the pale. I am absolutely livid this morning with this. Livid. Reports from people who have undergone conversion therapy and investigation into it have highlighted the significantly detrimental physical and mental impact on those involved. Yeah, you're right, but you bet your bottom dollar at this point you've stopped looking for people that have been converted because of their so-called gender identity. Telling someone no, you're not what you aren't, isn't conversion therapy. Stopping your 13-year-old kid from putting on a pair of knickers and wanking himself stupid isn't conversion therapy. Stopping your 13-year-old daughter from binding her breasts because she thinks she's a gay man isn't conversion therapy. You absolute, irresponsible quacks. In line with advice... Oh, sorry, I've missed a bit. An assessment by the Government Equalities Office and Equality Lab concluded that there is no robust evidence that conversion therapy can change sexual orientation or gender identity, and that conversion therapy is frequently associated with harm. You know, if the government has got this going on as well, if they do it, who wrote that? Right? There is no such thing as gender identity. Gender identity is personality. Gender expression is fashion. That's it. The very concept is the beginning of a road to a flesh cult in which the child is the sacrifice. We've seen this before. Look back at your history. Look back at the various nutty groups that have popped up in Russia, in Britain, and all over the bloody place. You'll find them the same child mutilating, the same, alter the body obsessed lunatics that we've seen before. Cut the balls off. And we've seen this before. Right, and this is the medical establishment. At the very core of the medical establishment in Britain is a group of people who are so unbelievably stupid and so unbelievably negligent that they would bring this statement out. Every child. They want to make this so that, I can't, it's just... Why aren't the police investigating these people? Why isn't Prevent on this? So if we were to just read it and say, that we want to propose that we do FGM, not stop it. Or MGM, I don't think there's a thing, as a film company, but you get my drift, right? In line with advice from the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights. Who the hell is that? The Office of the High Commissioner. Is it me or is that weirdo in the who or the when, whatever they're called? Bolsonaro, is it? I don't know. Some nutter, right, has been at the heart of all this. The Academy feels that this abhorrent practice has no place in our society. No sexual orientation or gender identity is a pathology. You don't think that fetishistic behaviour in which you imitate the other sex by shoving tomato ketchup covered tampons up your backside and pretending you can breastfeed babies or wanking off in M&S changing rooms, you don't think that's a pathology? Okay. Or the fact that you want to remove your breasts, or you want to, you don't think that person's ill. What the hell is wrong with you? You're doctors. First, they do no harm. Oh, but they're not doctors, are they, of course? They're doctor activists. It's going to come to the point, sunshines, if you don't wake up and smell the coffee, that you will damage enough children that one day there'll be a knock on your door and there'll be 250 people and they will pull you out of your job. Except they won't pull you out of a job and go, here's a few bucks, go and do something else. They'll pull you out from your job, and my fear is they'll hang you from a tree. Keep going with your mad leftism. Keep going. We fully support an inclusive ban on conversion therapy across the UK. The government committed to legislation. Yeah, that's before they understood what it was. We're not going to do it anymore. All right? We want them to not lose sight, and they keep conflating gay with gender identity. Any legislation should ban conversion therapy for all groups, including transgender people and adults. Transgender people and adults. Notice the wording. Transgender people and adults. Nil recognition of the concept of the child, because at the heart of this is queer theory. And remember, queer theory must break down the barrier between adult and child. So let me say that to you once more, so that when you write your letter to the Academy of Medical Royal College and your MP, and I recommend that you do, it will say to remember that they said any legislation should ban conversion therapy for all groups, including transgender people and adults. Transgender people and adults. Careful, folks. See, you got to watch them. Even where consent may be provided. They really are the most unbelievably sick control freaks, aren't they? Control freaks. Really sick. This is to ensure full protection is given to patients across private and non-private healthcare settings. They want to tell you what to do and when to do it, right? Okay? They don't want to stop you from hurting yourself by harming your body, which is what I want to do. I want to make the whole damn thing illegal, right? Then they can't do it at all. I don't care how old you are. You want to do it? Pay for it. I don't want 1 penny of the NHS money going into this. You want to do it? Pay for it. Okay, so that's the first side of this. In line with the Memorandum of Understanding, here we go. This is something that was written, a group of extremist far-left lunatics got together and wrote this. They're committing to banning conversion therapy. The Memorandum of Understanding is a nonsense. They signed that too and didn't know what they were doing. You unbelievably stupid medical morons. Moron, great word. Came from eugenics, strangely, so I'll use it. Right? Because that was a word used by the first eugenicists to label the people they wanted to sterilise. The Academy's position is not intended to deny, discourage or exclude those with uncertain feelings around sexuality or gender identity from seeking qualified and appropriate help. Yes, it is. No, just and appropriate help. By whose standards? Yours? Let me tell you what I think the first thing is that you say to somebody, a child, that thinks they've got a problem with a gender identity. Here, watch this. It's about John Money. Here, have a look at this. That's a fake penis. And this is what they did to somebody's vagina. Oh, and by the way, there's buckets full of breast flesh. Okay? Now, you know why that happened? You know how this sort of thing happens and where it leads? I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. Oh, sit down. What I'm going to show you now. I'm going to show you what happened in Nazi Germany. Then I'm going to show you what happened in communist Russia. This is what happens when you let people who go mad take charge. Years ago, we used to do it, you know. We used to stick little old 11-year-olds me's. And there'll be those out there, Dennis and the class, but many of you remember this. Little old 11-year-old me's. They used to stick us in the classroom, and in the first few weeks of secondary school, they would scare the living shit out of us. With all the horrors that the world has to offer. And that's what we need to do with children now. You need to scare the living shit out of them. I want them frightened to take a pace forward. Without thinking about it. There must and also be continued engagement and investment, show us the money, in work to ensure that healthcare services and medical training programs are inclusive of LGBTQ plus and decent publicity. Queer people don't have special medical needs. You lunatics. All the issues that affect and impact them are listened to, considered and addressed. All the issues, show us the money. All the issues, give us the power. No! You're no different to the bloke on the back of a wagon in America during the, the race to conquer the West, going, come and get your snake oil. Ensuring a fair, and finally, let's have it in the last sentence, equitable. There they are with their equity. This is a leftist movement. They are mad, lunatic leftists. And all of those supporting it have got unconscious leftism. I so hope that's got legs. You're suffering with unconscious leftism. Anyway, so this statement was produced in consultation with and with input from GLAD, G-L-A-D-D, right, which is a bunch of nutters, okay? The Association of LGBTQ plus Doctors and Dentists, which is an affinity group that shouldn't exist, and Dr. Joe Hartland, brackets, they/them, brackets, I think he wrote it. Brackets, they/them. Hey, Hartland, you tosser! Lead author of the GLAD Charter on so-called conversion therapy. Well, Hartland, you nasty, nasty little thing, you horrible man. No is the answer, okay? So I, honest to God, come on, folks, let's do the job, let's do the do. The Academy of Medical Royal Colleges. I'll see if I can find them and I will make them, I'll tag them in so they can watch this video. You are an utter disgrace to the medical establishment. You are an utter disgrace to the progress that has been made by medicine over the years. And you are an utter disgrace to the reality of people's lives. Do better. You absolute, unmitigated, gender-addled grievance gerbils. Ta-da!